Why do you think you will always have your way? Why do you always think that you must have your way?
Because I'm always right.
Really?
That's right.
If I don't come in, please.
Oh.
Hi everyone, welcome to Relationship Hub. Today we are going to be talking about something very important in marriages.
How to fight.
In your relationship, in your marriage, one way or another, there must have been something that both of you disagreed with. And how did you handle it? How to do it the right way? Because it must come.
We're going to be giving you guys a few tips on how to successfully fight without all the regret of fighting.
So how do we do it?
Well, I'll start.
Yeah, please.
One of the tips I want to give you when it comes to how to fight in marriages is picking your words in your anger. So, of course, when we're angry, emotions are flared up.
Yeah.
You know, you want to say what's on your heart to make the person feel what you're feeling. But remember that the fight isn't going to last forever. It's an issue that you're fighting about. So when you want to say what you have to say, you need to exercise self-control. Pick your words respectfully. Pick your words in love. Pick your words knowing that at the end of this argument, we're going to have to make peace. And I don't want to have to be the one saying all the big sorries. So be wise, respect your partner. Know that whatever you're going to say cannot be unsaid.
Right. And another thing I'm going to add to what you said is don't yell when you want to make your point. Have a conversation, because sometimes we might have the right thing, we want to say the right thing, but our presentation might end up escalating the problem. So instead of making your point in anger and yelling and just trying to bring the house down, just calm down and talk. Let's talk about issues. We can disagree and still be respectful. We can disagree and still make our point in a way where the other person might have reasoning, or we might be able to reason about it.
And just to kind of piggyback on what you're saying, even if one person is wild and crazy and yelling, remember, fire is only going to create a wilder fire.
Yeah, right.
So that's why the Bible says a soft answer turns away wrath. If one person is yelling and screaming, but you're calm, talking with your big girl or big boy voice, the other person would be crazy to keep screaming, Right. So even if one person is going crazy and you're also feeling like you need to remember, two wrongs can't make a right. One person has to be the water that that puts the fire out.
Some people use the word someone have to be the bigger person.
The bigger person, yeah.
Yeah, I think after based on that, I think it will lead me to the next point I want to make. Don't just say it the way you're feeling.
Yeah.
Maybe we might cut this part out. There's this pidgin English saying that said, if we follow the way body they scratch you, you go scratch and peel.
I'll interpret. Meaning, if you want to scratch the way you're itching,
right,
your whole skin is gonna be gone. So sometimes you gotta apply caution.
Yeah, you are feeling really eager to talk, get back. When at that moment when somebody's talking, sometimes you don't even listen. You just have a point. You already have a defense. You want to talk back.
Yeah.
Breathe. Think about what you want to say before you respond. I think so there's this Mississippi 1, Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3.
All the way to Mississippi 10.
Before that point, your nerves must have calmed down and you'll be able to respond in a very reasonable manner that will not escalate the issue.
Yes. So another tip I'm going to give you when you are fighting is your partner is not the enemy.
Right.
There is an issue on ground. Deal with the issue, not with your partner. So I know there's a lot of people when they're fighting, they hear vile words, you're crazy, you're stupid, I hate you, and they just throw hurtful words at each other, but the situation they're dealing with is right there. So when it comes to dealing with conflicts, focus what's the issue, what's the problem that we're trying to address.
Yeah.
So instead of attacking each other, together, if we attack the problem, it's gonna go away without any of us, getting
hurting
bruised,
ourselves,
from the words that we're saying to each other, the things we're doing to each other. So your partner is not the problem. Focus on the issue at hand, not trying to fight with your partner.
Yeah, that's the good one. And also another another point I would like to talk about is speak in clear terms. Don't speak in parables. Don't use words that somebody can misinterpret. Be articulate in the way you present what you are trying to say, and so that there will be clarity and say, this is what I said, this is what I'm saying. So one thing I do all the time is, when we are talking, I want to be sure you understood what I said. I said, do you understand what I'm saying? Can you, in your own, what do you think I said, or something like that? If I'm trying to tell you how you hurt me, and you are nodding, and I'm using, as I'm talking, I say, okay, I'll calm down and say, what do you think I'm saying?
That's a good one, right?
Yeah. What do you think I'm saying? Then the person in her own word will tell me what she feels that I said. Then with that, I know that, okay, we have understanding here, you know, so that when at the end of the day, the purpose will be fulfilled or will be achieved. Not just engaging in conversation that we talked. Okay, thank God we talked about it, but did the person understand what you are saying? So be very clear.
And also,
and you know I do that a lot to you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Super clear. You know, like a classroom. What did I say? Paraphrase what I said.
Because I just want clarity. I just want to. I want to be sure you understand.
Clarity is great.
You understand me. Because sometimes I think misunderstanding of words has led to a bigger problem than even the one that they were trying to handle.
I thought you said no. This is what I meant. You know, and stuff like that, because there was no clarity. And another way to help clarity is, even if you can put. Listen, this is gonna sound crazy, right? But people are different. If you can put your points in. Write your points down when you want to talk about the issue. Bring the points down and say, okay, you know, so this is what I feel, number one, and just articulate your point, because this is your marriage you're talking about. This is for life. This is the most important thing in your life. This institution is the most important thing. So whatever it's gonna take to ensure that it is together, it's what you have to do. So if you have to do a PowerPoint, whatever it is, listen, just make sure that you are heard, so that the other person doesn't assume what is not even your issue, because they misunderstood what you were trying to say.
Some of these things that we are saying may not be something you will practice overnight or that will just happen, but in process of marriage, you can apply it and know what works for in your marriage. How does my husband listen? When does he want to listen?
That's a good one.
You know, at what point, or even when it will be the best time for me to approach my wife on issues. You know, when we do that, we can get the maximum results from the issues that we are trying to handle. I've heard some people who say, no, I will just tell them how I feel. I will just tell her how I feel. But does she really, or does he or she really get, do you get the best results from just telling them how you feel? Or you
just want to satisfy
yourself. You just want to satisfy yourself.
You know, at the risk of the peace of the whole of the whole, you know.
That's correct. So please, it's very important. Look at what you guys are made up of. Who is my husband? Who is my wife? When is the best time to talk with him or her? When is the best time to bring these issues? And if you can figure that out, you guys can handle any issue that is thrown at you.
So another thing else, I can't believe I'm going to have to tell adults this, but when you're having an argument, you can't be physical. Don't fight. Don't throw punches. Don't break the wall. Don't break the TV. Don't slap. Don't attempt.
Don't give what is it called? Use your body to push the other person, because the other person's reaction might say, "You hit me, I will hit you back." So just
whether you're a woman or a man, don't slap a man. Man, don't hit a woman. It's just sad that you know, we have to educate you to talk about this in this way, but
it's really sad.
We see it every single day. People having a fight and the TVs is broken, and they don't even care about the kids in the house. They just express their anger in such I'm trying to be nice here, but they express their anger in such a
animalistic way, though.
You know, without reason, no civility. You're not thinking about the consequences of what you're doing. You know, so please fight respectfully.
And if you have the tendency of always wanting to be physical, you might need help. You might need a therapy. You might, because there are different ways. Anger management. There are different ways to handle issues. At the end of the day, is the peace and the success of your marriage that we are talking about here. Not who have the strongest muscle, who can throw punches better.
Who wins the argument?
Who wins the argument?
Some people, they plan on winning an argument. And they might lose the person or lose their marriage because they want to win an argument.
Talking of winning an argument, some people always want to have the last word. That's a very bad recipe for in marriage. You don't have to have the last word. If you know you still have a point to make and the person is telling you, you see that the thing is going south, the conversation is escalating, you can swallow the one you have.
Just swallow it
Just
for
cool down.
peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, for peace. Because you have to think about it in a larger picture, right? This last word I have to say, is it worth the peace for the next day, for the next week, or how much? What is your peace worth? Is it worth that one word you have to say?
If your last word is not, if you still, and if the conversation have been going on and you still want to say something, if your last word is not, I'm sorry, or thank you for pointing that out to me,
or
all those kind of words that I would do better. If your last word is not that, either you are the man or the woman, just swallow it. There are some things that are better left unsaid. Just let it be. And they don't give award for who spoke last.
Yes.
Or who spoke best.
Who spoke best, who won the argument. Woo, let's give you a award, So now this is something that you love to talk about when you're teaching about marriage, about, relationship. And I want you to talk about it. Because some people don't know how to say sorry.
Yeah.
They say sorry, or let's do it. Some people don't understand the artistry when it comes to apology.
Yeah.
So can you kind of talk about how to apologize?
Yeah.
How to say sorry in a way that it is acceptable and it just closes the matter.
Don't say, okay, this is what I tell people. Don't say sorry to shut the other person down. That's one. The person is trying to make his point. Okay, I'm sorry. The other person may not receive like you are actually apologizing. Rather, they will feel that you are just trying to shut them down and just let the matter be. That is also equivalent to sweeping the issues under the carpet. The person, if you are sorry, let the person express himself and let the person get to a point where the moment of that sorry is available, is ripe or is ready, so that you can say sorry and I'm really sorry about this. Then number two, I tell people, don't say sorry with conditions. It's so bad that is sometimes even worse than what the situation is. Sometimes some people will just throw sorry out there. Okay, I'm sorry that you felt that way, but it's because of the way, or the reason why I did it was because of the way you talked to me. But if you feel bad, I am sorry.
Yeah, that's not an apology.
That's not an apology. If your wife is talking to you and say, honey, you treated me in a way that I don't like. This thing you said to me, I don't. Honey, I'm so sorry about how I made you feel. I will do better, or I will try not to make it happen next time. Or your wife is you as a woman, you are apologizing to your husband and you're saying, honey, but if you had when I was saying I don't like it, if you had kept quiet, I wouldn't have hit you. But if you feel that I'm sorry that I hit you, but it was because of the way you acted.
Because you spoke to me that way.
Now, you are saying you are sorry, but also blaming the guy, the person or your spouse. So say sorry unconditionally when you want peace to reign. So those are the two areas mostly that I think sorry are not welcome or accepted in relationships or marriage.
Yes, and I think the cherry on the top of how to apologize, the artistry of apologizing, is after you apologize, you have to change your ways. The reason why you have to change your ways so that you don't have to you don't have to repeat the same apology.
Yeah, and okay, so let me also add one more. I know I said two, but let me say the third one. The third one is, even when you have said sorry, and the person is still pressing on, don't create another trouble out of that. Because sometimes some people say, but I just told you sorry 5 minutes ago. Now, what's your problem? If you don't want to accept the sorry,
I take back my apology.
You can't apologize and also control the person on when to accept the apology. Do we understand?
I think we're gonna need a bell for when we make some key points, a bell or something.
That's a good. Yeah. So when you say sorry, it's left for the other person. The other person can warm up into your sorry. It might be 5 minutes. It might be 1 hour. It might be a day. But let the person grieve and take his moment, his time. Don't use your sorry to press the other person and say, because you have said sorry, even if the person is still not feeling okay yet, that he has to be mute because you said sorry. So let's work on that, and that will help us when we have issues in our marriage.
This is the last one. When you're in the middle of a heated argument, it's not the best time to call Sarah, Michelle, Anthony, Tom, Brady, Harry to discuss and yell and complain about your spouse. After you've tried to settle your issues, and if you feel like you've hit a roadblock, then you both can call a trusted voice that is not going to go about spreading the news, or it's not going to end up seeing your spouse in the way you saw them in that moment of your argument. So be mindful who you talk to when you're having an argument with your spouse.
Let someone coming into your marriage actually, or issues, let it be something that, let it be a real last resort.
Yeah, and a
Sometimes,
trusted voice.
voice. Try your best to exhaust every possible thing that you guys both can do together to resolve issues.
Yeah.
Then when you find out that, or you feel that, okay, this has been persistent and it's not working, then you can bring someone in, or so a trusted, emphasis on the word, a trusted person.
Yeah.
Someone that you can learn from, someone that you both respect, someone that that have a track record of good marriage as well.
Yeah.
Those are important things to know as well.
All right. Thank you guys so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
Kindly subscribe, comment, like, and share this post with everybody that you know who is in a relationship. We will see you again next week. Thank you, and fight in love.